What if I told you there is a portal between time and eternity that has already been opened before human eyes, and a man stepped through without ever tasting death? Can you imagine the magnitude of being snatched out of this dimension while still breathing the air of this world? Today, we are taking you inside one of the greatest mysteries of the scriptures. The day heaven opened to come for a man. Before we reveal the details of this epic journey, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Become part of this community that seeks the deepest secrets of the word and refuses to settle for the shallow. Imagine a landscape of hardened earth, the scorching sun of Gilead punishing the rugged soil, and the sound of the wind whistling through the cracks in the rocks. There walks a man who seems made of the earth itself, Elijah. He wears animal skins, a worn leather belt, and his eyes carry the weight of decades of fire, persecution, and the exhaustion of one who has faced kings and false prophets alone. Beside him, a younger man, Elisha, watches the master's every step. The atmosphere is far from ordinary. There is a weight in the air, a scent of electricity and dry earth. It is the mood of a farewell that nature already senses, but words do not yet dare to describe. The fact is, something strange began to happen. The silence of that afternoon was absolute. A supernatural silence that precedes a storm. Elijah, in an unexpected move, tries to leave Elisha behind. He says, "Stay here, for the Lord has sent me to Bethel." But why would a master try to isolate his successor at the most critical moment? What was about to happen was so sacred that Elijah himself seemed to want to protect human eyes from what was coming next. But Elisha, moved by a loyalty bordering on desperation, sets his jaw and responds with unshakable firmness. "As surely as the Lord lives and as you live, I will not leave you." They set out, and the mystery begins to spread. In Bethel and then in Jericho, groups of prophets come out to meet them. They act like shadows, whispering in corners with eyes heavy with a terrible truth. They ask Elisha, "Do you know that the Lord will take your master from over your head today?" Everyone knew the end was near, but no one could understand the how. Elisha's fear was not of death, but of the absence of that spiritual authority that sustained a nation. The tension rises as they reach the banks of the Jordan River. 50 prophets watch from a distance, paralyzed. Elijah takes off his cloak, the garment that was the symbol of his ministry, rolls it up, and strikes the water. The impact produces more than just a splash. The waters tear in half, revealing the dry ground beneath. They cross over. In the deathly silence on the other side of the river, away from everyone, Elijah asks the final question, "Ask what I shall do for you before I am taken from you." Elisha does not ask for gold or rest. He asks for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. A hush falls over the air. Elijah replies that he has asked for a hard thing, something not within human control, but he gives the final clue. "If you see me when I am taken from you, it shall be so for you." At that moment, the physical world begins to disintegrate. The sky changes color, the clouds swirl at an impossible speed, and a violent wind begins to kick up the dust, forming a giant whirlwind that roars like a lion. The ground trembles. Elisha feels the heat, but it isn't a heat that burns the skin. It's a heat that burns the soul. And then, from the heart of the whirlwind, the impossible emerges. Chariots made of pure light and fire, pulled by horses that seem carved out of lightning. The turning point happens in Elisha's gaze. He realizes that the succession was not a contract. It was a vision. He had to keep his eyes fixed on the supernatural, or he would lose everything. If he turned his gaze to the wind or to fear, the cloak would not be his. In the climax of this epic event, celestial fire separates the two men. Elijah is lifted up, not by human hands, but by the force of the whirlwind, ascending toward infinity. Elisha's cry cuts through the roar of the wind. My father, the chariots of Israel and its horsemen." He sees the impossible. He sees the glory. And then the sky closes. Silence reigns once more, but now it is a silence of emptiness. Elijah is gone. But in the midst of the settling dust, something falls from the sky, the rugged cloak. Elisha picks it up. He returns to the Jordan, strikes the water with that same cloak and cries out, "Where is the Lord, the God of Elijah?" The waters part once again. The master has departed, but the power remained. The mystery of the Ascension stands to this day as the ultimate proof that God does not just look for servants. He looks for friends so intimate that he desires to have them near for eternity. And you? Are you ready to inherit the mantle God has placed before you? Or are you too distracted by the storms of this world? Would you have the courage not to look away when the fire descends? Leave your comment below with the words, "I accept the mantle," if you are seeking that double portion in your life. Elijah's destiny is a mystery that reminds us, this world is not our final home.